I hope whoever does happen to see these videos, my videos of the Foothills Trail, will learn a few things and enjoy them, and to you.
So Mike, in a simple sentence, what was the highlight for you?
Well, I think for me, knowing when you go on hikes or backpacking trips that are not so far out of the way, that a lot of people do it. I mean, I know a lot of people do the Foothills Trail, but to me, this was the most out of the way backcountry, hiking that I've done. And I know it's well marked, it's well blazed, and everything along the way. And we didn't have any trouble. We did get lost maybe once or twice. We took the wrong trail, but I think it's been the fact that I was able, at the stage of the game that I'm in right now, to finish this 77.6 backcountry trail.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's the morning of day 7, and I'm going to give you a little trail time here. As you can see, the sun is peeking out. Unlike yesterday, I mean, we had been given a weather forecast by some day hikers that were going in the opposite direction, and they said a big front was moving through and it's supposed to hit on Saturday, and like 70% chance of rain. Well, as much as I like weather reports, of course, if you're through hiking, you don't want to think about turning around. But yesterday, we were heading up Sassafras Mountain, and about 4 miles from the top, 4 or 5 miles from the top, it started to rain. So we threw some rain gear on, and it was raining off and on, but nothing heavy. And of course, you like to get views and stuff when you go, especially to places that are as well known as Sassafras Mountain, for people driving up there and getting views, which they did. There was a parking lot up there. We finally made it up there, and it was only 2:30, and we were debating, should we go ahead and go for it. We had 8 or 9.7 miles left to go. Let me finish my thought about getting up to Sassafras Mountain. I wanted you to see me. I'm still alive, but when we got up there, we decided we'd go for it, and we ended up going down the wrong trail for about a quarter mile. Didn't see any white blazes. So we had to hike back up to the parking lot area. So that delayed us probably about 20 minutes. And then we got the right trail, going down the right trail, Foothills Trail. And we were getting rained on a little harder. You know, it wasn't that bad, but you know, it was getting a little cooler, and we were getting soaked. You know, not all the way through. I had some good rain gear, so I was doing fine. And anyway, we came to the first campground on the way back down the mountain towards Table Rock. And I'll put the name, whoops, sorry. I'll put the name in the description of where we stayed, but we decided against it. And we had to set up our tents in the rain. Which, for those of you who know and have done that before, it's not very fun. But I helped Barry and set his tent up, and he helped me, and he was getting chilled also, but we were definitely getting wet. And so we got our tent set up, and as you know, along the way of doing all that, you know, things were getting wetter and wetter, and so everything ended up getting soaked. And now the good thing about it is when you get inside your tent, and you know, you have a plastic insert inside your backpack with your dry clothes and your sleeping bag and anything that matters in order for surviving in that kind of environment. You want to have dry and be able to get warm. Well, it was getting cooler too, because it was a cool front moving through. So we were both concerned, and the wind was blowing, you know, and you're underneath these trees that are swaying back and forth, and in the back of your mind you have all these things that you think might go wrong, and scenarios that run through your mind, and you know, sometimes emotionally, and you know, panic sets in. So we got established inside the tent, blew up our air mattresses, got inside our sleeping bags, got our warm clothes on, you know, all that good stuff. So we were snug as bugs in a rug. And Barry had a signal on his phone and was able to get out, talk to his wife, and she looked at the weather forecast, and it said it was supposed to clear out by 7 p.m. which, you know, by the time he talked to her, it was only like 5. But the rains came harder, and so we were so glad at that point that we pulled up and we got situated. And this is my story, folks, of this night, Saturday night on the Foothills Trail, the next to the last day of hiking. Anyway, we were just hoping and praying that weather forecast was correct. And as you know, in any rainstorm, a lot of times things get worse before they get better. And that was this case. I mean, it just poured rain, a deluge down. And of course, you're looking at your tent vestibule and you see water starting to puddle up. And there were several sites on around our campsite that when we got up the next day were where they were puddles. So luckily, both Barry and I picked spots that didn't puddle. But the more, if it had kept up, you know, if it kept up the rain that hard, we might have been floating in our mattress pads. And it did get a little wet inside the tent, and I'm thank God I got a good tent. I got a 6 Moons Design Lunar Solo, and it's a little cramped inside there, but it was really dry, so I kept pretty dry. Anyway, almost right on the money. The storm passed right around 7 p.m. It stopped raining. So we were getting concerned, worried. We weren't too far from the parking lot. We were about a mile in, and we definitely could have gone back up to the parking lot had we needed to, and called, because Barry had a signal on his phone. I don't know why I didn't, but we were considering that scenario and having a shuttle driver come and get us, or somebody, the ranger or somebody. But we decided against it. I wanted to hike in, definitely hike in today. So that's what we're doing right now. We're hiking in. The big challenge ahead of us is the pinnacle. I don't know much about it. Barry says he went up it once, going this direction. So we'll see. Sorry about the length of my rant story this morning. I hope I got it. I'll have to look on my phone and make sure I got it, or else do this again. Maybe shorten it. Well, we're at a little place where there's a little view and a little waterfall. Might be interesting for you. Oh, a lot of rock formations up the hill. There's some distant mountains, hills, foothills. We probably came up some of those. Don't you think? I think so. Hey everybody, we are right before the lighthouse campsite, which is right up there, and that's where you begin the climb to the pinnacle. Now I'm just videoing level, and then I'm going to pan up to the top of Pinnacle. That's where we're going, right up there. So I think the elevation is about 1,000 feet from where we're at, and it's 0.9 miles or 0.7, I can't remember, but it's steep. Okay, we're gonna have a little goo before we go up there though. Hey everybody, we are heading up the pinnacle right now, but along the way there's this nice vista I thought I'd share with you. Be nice to know where Sassafras is, looking at this, Which way are we looking? West?
Yes,
I think set west, yeah.
The sun rises in the east and sets
Yeah.
in
That's south, north, west, northwest maybe, north, up that way. All right, talk to you soon. Oh my word. Best vista I've ever had. That's off the cliff right there, so don't get too close. We're looking south, east. There's the lake. Visitor center. That's where we're going to take our state park. I'm in the picture, and Barry is in the picture. I want to get a little quick video of us as the panoramic view. There's just above my head is Table Rock, and it's down there at the valley is the little lake by the visitor center. Hope I got it. Anyway, it's been what can I say? For me, what kind of hike has it been for you?
It's been awesome.
It's been an awesome hike.
Yeah. It's awesome hike with awesome Mike.
And Dapper Dan. How about that hat? He says he's going to throw it away, too.
Yeah.
It must stink or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna. If I wore it this far back, Mike, I'm gonna hang on to it.
Okay, everybody. Talk to you soon. We got about 3.5 miles to go. This is the famous Go Behind the Falls Trail. Now, when you get on, my route here. Picking and a choosing. You have to go behind?
Yeah.
Why?
I guess you can get ready if you want to, Mike.
I don't think I would if I want. I think you went the hard way.
I might have, Mike.
Hey. Well done. Almost fell in. The final bridge. Pretty waterfalls. Dapper Dan. Hey everybody, we are nearing Table Rock, the parking area. Got about 3/4 of a mile to go. And oh, is this your first fall?
My first fall, Mike.
Dang, I wish I'd have gotten it on video.
This rock's slickier than you think.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Well, you're tired, Barry, so am I. Nice. So, hey, it's a little hike Mike here, and I'm videoing my friend Barry Morris, who I accompanied him on the Foothills Trail. So, I guess the first question, Barry, is how do you feel about completing this trail?
I tell you, like you, Mike, I underestimated the difficulty of it. I like hiking. I've done some small through hikes, and I figured, well, this is just another one. But the terrain was much more rigorous than I had imagined.
Well, you've been on this trail too before.
Yes, and I had done the Sassafras Mountain to the section we're doing now, back in January, and that kind of inspired me to come back and do more. Um, so yeah, what was the question again, Mike? Yeah.
How do you feel? Well, let's ask it this way: has it has it changed you at all as far as?
Well, yes, it has. I think it really, there's something that, walking in the woods gives you a lot of time to think. It also teaches you life lessons about simplicity, about, what do you really need on a hike? I took way too much food. Being a partner, working with Mike, it was a team effort. And where maybe he was low on water, I lent him some of mine. Last night he made a very important decision about pitching tents and just getting in and getting warm, because and way before we had some pretty significant thunderstorms. But just having that other person made a huge difference to me. I don't know that I would have made it if I didn't have Mike there to kind of guide me away and show me some things.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, part of the reason I wanted to do it with Mike is he did have more experience. He had the inReach. He's done way more hiking than I have. I'm just sort of getting back into it after I retired. So I was really happy to have, Mike's experience and his wisdom and, guidance.
What would you do different?
Well, I definitely would have packed less food. I would have been much more, I would have done a shakedown with Mike and gone through our packs together, and really kind of dialed things in. Carried way too much. And then just from conditioning standpoint, I would have focused more on my legs, conditioning them, and some of my upper body. I'm a swimmer and a cyclist, so I am in somewhat shape, but each sport is different, so you've got to really develop other muscles. So
what do you hope the viewers of this video will take away from our hike?
Well, I would just say, get out and do something. Whether you do the whole trail or this trail or some other trail, there's just something about being in nature. You meet really good people because they're like-minded, and I always feel close to God when I'm in nature. And it always renews my spirit and makes me grateful.
Mm-hmm. What do you have to look forward to now, Barry? What's the next big adventure for you?
Dinner.
Yeah. And what else?
A bed, a shower.
And what else?
A beer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for watching and tuning in, and we'll see you at the completion in about 2 miles.
All right. So this is Little Hike Mike, also known as a Conic, and Mike, we're about 2 miles finishing the Foothills Trail down here in Table Rock to our terminus point. So it's been 7 days of 77.6 miles. So just wanted to capture some of your thoughts and feelings about this adventure.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank Barry Morris for inviting me to go with him, and appreciate in the time we've spent together in the 77, well, almost to the terminus. But the best part's yet to come after we celebrate, when we celebrate. But how do I feel? I feel like, the Foothills Trail is a very well-known, in this part of the country anyways, for a through hike. It's pretty well known, and I've been thinking about doing it pretty much ever since I started hiking again, about 3 years ago. And but I didn't study it that much, on the maps or anything like that, and I didn't know. I was, taken back a little bit by the terrain, because it's fairly back country. There's no place to resupply along the way. You just have to put your head down and keep keep hiking. But I underestimated the trail for myself, my own abilities, and you try to prepare yourself by watching videos on YouTube of other people that have done the Foothills Trail. And, I was, I was somewhat prepared, but not as well as I think I could have. I'm just happy that I feel that I've come this far, knock on wood, until we get to the finish, that I haven't had any injuries. I haven't, I was a little queasy because I think in the beginning, and it was hotter weather, you need to make sure you hydrate really well, in hot weather especially, but it doesn't give you, it keeps you from having an appetite. And if you can't down food, especially high caloric meals in the evening when you're done hiking, that makes it a tougher time. And so I have a lot to learn when it comes to hydration and supplying the nutritional needs that you. Thanks to Barry, he gave me some goo, and I've been turned on to goo. But anyway, that's how I feel, Barry, and I hope whoever does happen to see these videos, my videos of the Foothills Trail, will learn a few things and enjoy them. And going forward, I hope I'm able to edit them in a way that will be interesting to you.
So Mike, in a simple sentence, what was the highlight for you?
Well, I think for me, knowing when you go on hikes or backpacking trips that are not so far out of the way, a lot of people do it. I know a lot of people do the Foothills Trail, but to me, this was the most out of the way backcountry, hiking that I've done. And I know it's well marked, it's well blazed, and everything along the way. And we didn't have any trouble. We did get lost maybe once or twice. We took the wrong trail, but I think it's been the fact that I was able, at the stage of the game that I'm in right now, to finish this 77.6 backcountry trail.
Yeah.
So I know that was a long sentence, but
well, let me be the first to congratulate you, Mike. I know it was a challenge for you, but it was for both of us, not just you. But
yeah.
You really motored in and dialed in, and you were determined to do it.
Yeah.
So
it's an amazing thing when you're, especially coming up Sassafras Mountain from the east or from the west, going eastbound. It's an amazing thing that knowing what you have a goal in mind as far as reaching a particular campsite, and what your body will do when you are motivated. Also, when there's a little bit of because rain was coming in on last night, and there was a little bit of a survival mechanism that kicks in your body to be able to carry you to on, and because if you don't, you're going to be stuck.
Yeah.
And some people get stuck, and I don't know what they do, but I didn't want to get stuck.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
All right. Signing off.
We're done!
Yes. All right.
Sorry, I didn't even know it was that.